Hi all, welcome back to Learning Partners. So this is Angular 22 advanced tutorial. So this is the second series after completing all the basic topic and one small application. So now, till now we have started with login, JWT interceptor, view child. How do we create multiple reusable component, custom directive? We have seen three example of custom directive there, host listener, element ref, what you can do with that. So many things we have seen, right? Now I'm going to explain ng container and ng template and ng content also. So how do we use it? These are nothing but directives which allows you to do particular functionality. Okay. Now, before moving ahead, if you are new to my channel, do subscribe. In video description, we'll be finding a link of my WhatsApp group. You can join that to connect with me. Right now. So what I have done, I have created a component, ng container example. They created the route and added the route over here. So that component is rendering over here. This is the same project what we are following for the first session. So here you can see the component is getting rendered. Now, ng container first we will see. Now, ng container is, let me first create an array. Let me get that array from ng, for example, that is control flow. I just need an array. This array, I will use it, put it over here. Here I'm adding one property is active. False. Okay. So let's say 2 or 3 record, I will pick it true. So I have a student list. There I have some data of the student. Inside that is active property is also there. Now this student list I want to render into ULLI, right? So let's open it side by side. Now here dot row dot call 6. Here simply I'm getting a UL and then I have a LI. So I want to repeat it, ng for the older way I'm explaining, because ng container we can properly understand with the help of structural active. There are multiple use cases also, but ng for will be the right way to understand it. So this LI we need to iterate. So what you do, star ng for let item of your array, that is student list, and inside li you want to print, let's say item dot name space item dot, let's say roll number. So two things I'm rendering, let's say it. So you can see data is getting rendered properly. Now when I'm rendering, what I want to do, I want to add a condition also. Okay, if this particular student is active, then only I want to render it. So from your array, you have everything, but while rendering, you want to render only elements which are active. Now I cannot use two structural directive on one element. So here, if you see star ng if equal to item dot is active. So this will be my condition. If this item is inactive is equal to false or equal to true, then only I want to render it. So here only we are getting error, compilation error only we are getting. Saying two structural directive we cannot use on a single element. So this is the problem. Now, how do I solve it? Because in ULLI, you cannot have another element like D or something, right? So what you can do, you can use ng container. So ng container is kind of a directive which allows you to add an extra element, which is not going to render, but just to write some coding, we have this HTML element. Now this for loop, you will move it to the ng container and then this will work fine. So now we have solved that problem. On one element, we cannot have two structural directive. So what we did, ng for we move it to a ng container. So if something is wrong, ng for ng if. Yeah. Now you can see only 4 elements are there. So one which are not false, right? Only the element which are active, those are only coming visible. So this is how we use ng container. Now what is ng container? Ng container act as an imaginary element. Okay. If I show you by inspecting, you won't be able to see that. Inspect. Here you can see directly we have UL and directly LI. Here commented something is there, but we cannot see that as a HTML element. Okay. So this is your ng container. Somewhere we need to write a code. Let's say you have a table and while rendering, data is coming. API call is in progress. Till that you need to show the loader. Once the data is there, then you need to render the data. So you can use ng container over there. Sometimes if your UI, your what do we say, your application is kind of a responsive, and you cannot add extra div also because it will disturb your structure. So ng container helps in that. Okay. So ng container, this is the use case. Then ng template. Now let me show you the use case of ng template. ng template is like, what do we call it? Let me try to render the same thing again. So we will have ul, and inside that we will have li. Now I will use ng if over here, or wait, we want to iterate on this, and if this is true, we want to render this, otherwise that. Okay. So on li, I will render star ng for only let item of student list, and in this I will have a span. And on this span, I will write star ng if I want to render the active also and deactive also. But I want to render if the span means the student is active, I want to render something. If student is deactive, I want to render something else. So if student is active means item dot is active, then student name I will print, or student, here I will say active, and then student name. Item dot student name I am showing. But if it is deactive, I want to write something else, or I want to display something else. So here we can create a ng template. Hyphen template. So ng template is like a container where you can store some HTML, and this you have to render it somewhere. This won't render by itself. You have to render it somewhere else. Okay. So here I will write a span tag, class text hyphen danger, student is active, and I'm showing the student name also. Student name we won't be able to show. We have a different example for that. So this is the ng template you have created. Now here you have to give a name to this unique identifier, template deactive, anything name you want. So if the student is active, in case of ng, this div will render. If it is not, then over here else you can pass this ng template over here. So the student which are active, this span will be rendered. Otherwise, this span will be rendered. Means this whole template will get rendered. See, getting it? The student who are active completely rendering that template, but for inactive, it is rendering the other span which is coming from your template. So else for ng means if this condition satisfied, whatever you have it over here, this will render. Otherwise, the HTML coming from this will render. So in case of ng, you can use ng template. This is also use case of ng template. ng template won't render itself. We need something else to render it. Okay. Now ng template we can render within ng, means another inside another template also we can render it. See the use case of it. Dot call 6. Now here another ng template I can create. You can create multiple ng template within the component. Let's say user name, and here let's say logged user, something information I'm putting, let's say Chetan. Now let's say overall your component, there are multiple places where you want to show the logged in username. In this single component, there are multiple places where you want to show the logged in username. So here you have stored that. Let's say you have a variable logged user name, and from somewhere you are getting it. And now this variable, you will use it over here instead of static value. This will be your real-time example. Let's say you are reading the logged in user data from your local storage, session storage, or some behavior subject somewhere, and you want to store it. So in ng template, you have stored it. Now, wherever you want to show this, let's say strong tag. Now, let's say in this call also, you have a div, and here you want to inject whatever you have it on this template. So here star ng template outlet, And here you can provide this template name over here. I think we might need to import it. Let's check if it is rendering. No, it's rendering. Getting it? Here also, let's say call for, again in call for, I need to render it. So here, let's say it is a span, inside span, you need to render it. So star ng template outlet is equal to temp username. Save. See, here also it is rendering. Let's say you don't have any element, but still you want to render it. So ng container also. Here we might have to import or what, I don't know. Ng template outlet is equal to temp username. Save. See, getting it? So we have created three divs. In all the three divs, we are reusing something we have stored over here. So this is also ng container and ng template also, we can use it in a combination. Got it? Now third use case, when we create the form, so what is, let's say you have a normal form like this, call for, here you have a label. Then inside label, let's say enter name. And sometimes, we have icon also. So before this, you will have icon with class, let's say fa hyphen user, something like this. And then you will have a text box input, type text box, class, form hyphen control, copy. You have a structure like this. So let's say name will have, let's say, bigger one, then 4, or let's make it, yeah, let it be. Then you have 4, let's say enter mobile. For mobile, it will be, let's say, phone icon. Then you have 6 and 6 as, let's say, they want to enter city, state, and pin code. Consider you have a form like this, and inside this, what thing is getting repeated? So this text label is there, inside that icon is there, and the name is there, text is there. So instead of repeating this, you can store this into a ng template. Okay. So what I can create, ng template I can create, and here I will give some name as my label. Okay. And the thing which is getting repeated. So this is the thing which is getting repeated. So this, I will move it over here. And what do we say? Wherever, now here you can see this icon and the text has to change. So this, wherever you are going to render this template, label template, you have to pass icon name and the text, what you want to render. Okay. So here, instead of using this, now you will use ng container. And while you want to render that template over here, so star ng template outlet equal to, then you have to pass the template name, that is this. Now while rendering, you need to pass the data also. So how do you pass the data? In context colon, let's say label, let's say icon class pa user. This is your first property. Then you have text. Enter name. So getting it? So instead of having this label and icon, then text, you are reusing this ng template everywhere. So let's copy it everywhere, and we will just pass the data. So it's kind of a reusable HTML within your component. So let's say phone, enter mobile, say city, state, pin code. I don't know if I have the icons available. Let me check. No, I don't have icon available. So for now, what I will do, font awesome, W3. Let's get the CDN for now. I'm not installing font awesome. So in directly indexing it, let's save it and let's check it if it is right. Oh, sorry. So what we did, we just passed it. Now we need in your ng template, you need to cache the data, whatever you are passing. So here, after this, let hyphen icon equal to, you have to cache the data. Passing it icon class over here. Then let, what was that second thing? Text is equal to how you are passing it, text only. Text and how you are passing it, just like this. And now this variable, you will use it. So this I will make it property binding. So here you will pass this variable and this label text will go over here in the interpolation. Save it. So here you can see icon, name, and everything is coming. So you are reusing this template everywhere. Instead of writing this label, icon everywhere, you are reusing this template over here. Let's say you had tooltip also. So how do we display the tooltip? You know that. And here, let tooltip is equal to tooltip text. And now wherever you are using it, you need to pass the tooltip also. Tooltip valid name like this. And this variable, you will pass it over here in the interpolation. Let's save it. See, tooltip is also coming. So, and again, so many times condition based also. Let's say sometimes you will pass the tooltip, sometimes you won't pass. So like not empty, you will show it something else otherwise, right? So instead of recreating HTML everywhere, instead of writing some condition everywhere else, you are moving it to a reusable section. And that section you are using it over here. So ng template and ng container you are using in combination, but you can pass the data also. So this generic, reusable. Okay. So this is what you should do when you talk about ng template and ng container. These are the all use case what we normally work. Fine. So I hope you are able to understand this. These are again, we don't use every day, but sometimes we use it. But intro also. In intro, they will ask you, yeah, what is the use of ng template and ng container? So you should know all the possible ways. Okay. So I hope you are liking the content. If you are new, please do subscribe. In video description, we'll be finding a link of my WhatsApp group. You can join that to connect with me. Thank you.